Australian rules football? In the U.S.? That's right. The United States Australian Football League is in a city near you. Go to USAFL.com, find your team, check them out. We're a group full of men and women just like you. Join us for the fun athletic competition. Stay for the camaraderie.
We want the champion!
Log on and sign up to join your team at USAFL.com.
And a very warm welcome to San Diego Surf Cup Sports Park for the Denver versus Calgary Women's Division 1 Pool Game B of the 2017 USAFL Nationals. Peter Holden from girlsplayfooty.com with you on commentary, along with Brian Barish from the USAFL. Brian, how are you?
Good afternoon, Peter. Good morning. It's still good morning. And hello to everyone out there watching this game. The winner of this one goes to the Division 1 Women's Grand Final. Both teams finished Saturday here at Nationals 2-0. So just like a pack of cows in a cannabis patch, the stakes are high as we get set for this one. Denver, of course, national champions from 2010 through to 2015, just came up second best last year. Calgary were winners back in 2008, made it to the grand final, lost out to Milwaukee in 2009. They made it back to the grand final, I believe, in 2010, but this is their first trip in Division 1. They were Division 2 premiers back in 2015. They looked like they could have competed in Division 1 that year. They're certainly making their most of it this year.
As we see both teams having their last minute instructions from their coaches. This is exciting, isn't it? We did the schedule on Thursday night about we did the schedule on Thursday night. They looked at the camera and asked if we could play because, to be honest, we were on field form. We asked if they could hold up 3 minutes so we could get the camera around and all the equipment set up so we're all good to go. We did the schedule on Thursday night because we couldn't, because the fields were 2 fields this year and only the one camera, we couldn't cover every game. We wanted to cover as many as possible and try and get at least 2 games for most teams. And we had either San Francisco, Montreal or this game. We took a guess and we go, oh, they could be both tight. By luck, Montreal is out of it, so that's a dead rubber game against San Francisco. And what we have here is a virtual semi-final. We have Denver and Calgary both at 2-zip apiece, and quite simply the winner goes through to the grand final and probably against San Francisco. What will be interesting to see here, I'm not sure if you've seen the ladder and the percentages, is if it's a draw, who has the superior percentage at the moment, which would send them through?
Well, I can look that up for you right at the moment, but yeah, that would be so. It's almost like in soccer when there's a team that you look at a draw for like away percent
aggregate goal.
Yeah, exactly. So, but that's going to come into play. But what's funny, Peters, is we looked at coming in. We talked about how banged up Denver was heading into this. They haven't shown any wear and tear, having won their first 2 games over Sacramento and then a close one against New York. And just looking at the percentage, it's actually the Denver Bulldogs who have a fairly superior percentage. They won their first 2 games 30-2 with a 1,500 percentage. Calgary was 47-9 at 522.
So as it works out, a win or a draw is good for Denver.
Absolutely.
So we're just about ready to get into play and we'll be underway. Am I seeing what I am seeing? 21, Hallie Kastanak. We didn't know she was going to play in the Nationals because she had the broken wing that she injured at the IC-17, and it looks like she's good to go.
Yeah, she had a dislocated elbow, which she suffered in the Papua New Guinea game, which was the second game of IC-17. She was 50-50 kind of going into the tournament. It'll be interesting to see. Obviously, they've been playing a fair bit during this tournament, but we'll have to see. She's obviously wouldn't go if she wasn't feeling it. She is.
We should be going with this game, #Return of a Legend.
Yes, absolutely. Well, the question is will it be enough, and will they be able to get through and play for their 7th national championship, or will Calgary be the ones going for the chocolates? The umpire holds the spirit of this great game aloft. He throws it into the air. We're underway. Calgary in the red going from left to right. Here come the Bulldogs out to the near side. Bops into the hands there, looking for it and getting it, or the Kookaburras out of the middle. As everyone goes up forward, and then going to pick it up there was Jessica Gray. Gray will turn around. She'll fire that one up to the far side. In on a hop to Lindsay Kastanek. Out to the near side. Looking and trying to go after it there, I believe, is Ole. In fact, it is. It's Susie Ole Elmer. She'll kick a worm-burning, finger-breaking kick going in there for Roner. Roner couldn't get to it. Caitlin Masher-Mace is in there pushing players away as well. She's big. She's a sumo wrestler, and she can do that sort of thing. Thexton is in there for Denver. Handballed it back. Calgary trying to clear it out. They skittle it away. They kick it out to the near side. Up it'll bounce in. Gray with the interception. She's been set upon quickly. The umpire didn't blow the whistle. Looked like he was about to.
I think he did, but no one heard the whistle.
Oh, no, he didn't. We heard the crowd to the left here. In fact, it was a tackle, and a good tackle. Ball cried the crowd. It's Rebecca Mansell who earns the free kick.
Mansell now with the football on the right boot, puts it long towards the half-forward flank position. Kastanek, Hallie went up for the football, but it went away from her. Waiting back for it was Kidd. A hand pass intercepted by Gray, who got away with a right boot kick, went towards the half-forward flank position. Was trying to spot up a teammate there, and Lindsay Kastanek, but she dropped the football. Masha went in there, tried to get a hand pass out. She was all wrapped up snug as a bug on a rug. And the umpire says, against Calgary, because she shoved it to the ground, threw the hand across the shoulder and says, that is not on. And Caitlin Masha has the resulting free kick. She's about 65 metres out from goal.
I mentioned she's a sumo wrestler. She just bowed at Allison Bremner when she handled the ball. So here is Caitlin Masher-Mace, native of New Mexico, kicks that one up onto the far side, looking for Ole Elmer, couldn't get to it. Ball goes to ground. Calgary have numbers out of the back, clears it out to the near side, heading in our direction. Hallie Kastanek comes and takes a basket catch. She plays on quickly ahead of Katie Kidd, and then she was taken down. That looks like a turnover over to the near side. Just get it out of the way. Again, looking for Kidd. Kastanek, and it comes to Gray. Gray cuts to the inside away from Mansell. Kicks that one in forward. It'll drop in front. Going after it, and Lindsay Kastanek was pushed away. Thexton was sifted through, and then again it's Kidd who's able to get it out to the near side, but marked by Allison Bremner in the center of the ground, coming off a good performance at the International Cup. No score, opening minutes of football, Calgary and Denver, Division 1.
And puts it into the corridor for Lindsay Kastanek to try and charge after, but she couldn't. The Calgary half-back line standing up okay. Now taking it and putting it on the right boot. Allison Bremner goes again. This time was working wide. Taking the mark is Ole Elmer. She has the football. She's looking further afield. She's about 55 metres out from home. Winds up, big kick, long towards the pocket. Calgary defenders getting back there. And I think parking underneath that might have been Kumo, who now has it in the back pocket. She just looks further afield, has a lead on, wanted to go in the Kathy Kidd direction, went through the air, nearly falconed her when it got through her hands. Ball hit the ground. Hurtado tried to get in there, wants to get the football out, but it's a Calgary ball. Hallie Kastanek goes for it. Oh, crunch, and she got put on her backside at the same time. Had a bit of a smile as she went down. Mansell tried to get a hurry kick away. Gray, umpire says holding infringement, and it's going the way of Calgary. Some Bronx cheers from the Bulldogs crowd as well. And it will be Rebecca Mansell wearing the number 14 for the Kookaburras. She is on defensive side of center. No score either side.
As Denver, they've got two men's side and also the women's players who have come here. And it's intercepted by Bailey Hurtado, who's done a great job in her rookie campaign for this Denver Lady Bulldogs side. She puts a wounded duck up into half-forward flank out of the hands of Masher. Thexton in there again. It squirts out to the far side. Over to get it is Calgary. Oh, Denver. Oh, and taken down there was the 13 in Samara Chimilak, who had a good tournament last year in the second place finish for Denver. Ball goes to ground, stacks on the mill, throw a blanket over 10 players. Boundary throwing directly across from us. I'm Brian Barish. He's Peter Holden, and together we're the Beatles. As the ball is on that far side, no score. Winner goes to the Division 1 Grand Final as gravity takes effect to Wania Clark, who tied for best and fairest last year. And with somebody, I think it was Brett Brower, from Golden Gate. It's intercepted. Calgary will come out the other direction.
And she says we can work it out. Moves it towards the middle of the ground. Trying to go for it is Hallie Kastanek. Almost threw the ball out. Umpire was blindsided to that. Ole Elmer now kicks it inside 50. Mark taken there by Sarah Rona. She was damaging in the game against Sacramento. And she now will be lining up to consider a shot on goal from a long way out, about 45. I reckon this will test her unless she can find space to run into. She has Hurtado that's running deep. Decides to go long towards the goal square. Is that a mark in front? It is! And it's paid to Lindsay Kastanek. Lindsay Kastanek from directly in front, from 15 metres out, to put the first score on the board for the Bulldogs. Creeps in. Was the player on the mark? Stabs at it, and did she squeeze it in? It's away to the left. It's a minor score. Bulldogs lead 1-2, no score here on USAFL.com.
All I'm saying is champions kick those goals, and I don't care how many you have in your back pocket. It's all about the here and now. She needs to slot that through, and she hasn't. Calgary very much let off the hook. They'll go out to the left side, not really getting anything forward here in the early stages. The mark is taken there and taken well there by Tricia Rolfe, who was a factor in the International Cup performance for the Northern Lights as they finished second, losing to Ireland at Etihad Stadium in a game that yours truly called from somewhere in the rafters. Middle of the ground now. Streff is in there. She'll pick up the football. Long way down for her. She couldn't do it cleanly, then pushed in the back. Here is Bremner, who comes out the right side, sends that one forward. One-on-one contest out of the reach of Thexton. Going back to get it, and here is Lindsay Kastanek. She kicks a ball that skitters across like the cockroach on the bathroom floor. Over to get a ball bumped out of the way was Rochelle Chabot, who won Best and Fairest in 2015 in Division 2. And my goodness gracious, how strong Masher is. Great mark taken across the way. That was not an easy feat. So the mark is taken on that far side as the Kookaburras continue up that far corridor. A one-on-one contest. Ball hits the ground. Clark is in there. She got ball backwards, and then that one is kicked forward, and that it is not taken. That one is dropped. Going after it again, there is the 16 there, who is Eckstein, and then Calgary, or Denver pushing. It's juggled and caught by Masher Mace, who turns for goal. Oh my goodness, she probably could have steadied herself a little bit there. It's off to past the Dutchie on the right-hand side. So the score on the Cooper scoreboard, it's the Denver Bulldogs 2, Calgary nothing. That's on for the Cooper scoreboard on USAFL.com.
7 minutes gone. Rather, should I say 7 minutes gone in this first half. And I look at this game similarly to the game between Seattle and Montreal, where Montreal dominated the first half but didn't kick straight. And it was two straight ones from Seattle that buried them in the end. And a free kick given away on that occasion against Olialma. So for Calgary, they now go to Kidd. They're looking for Kathy Kidd. It just dropped short of her. Bremner on a hammer. Kidd goes afterwards. Kick off the ground by Olialma to drive it forward. Rona, nasty hook on their kick. She had problems with that yesterday, but mind you, there was a bit of a win yesterday, so you could have that excuse. Again, she tries to line up directly for goal, and she puts a nasty hook on her kick. It's almost like she has to aim for the right-hand side of the right goalpost, rather, to allow for that hook back.
I would say if she was maybe about 10 meters or 20 meters over, I think that would have been better. Kicking back across the grain there, very difficult. So they'll put the ball back in the play. Mark taken in front of Ole Elmer. Now out to the near side. Looking for the ball, high in the air, looking for Kastanek. She gets the footy. Not a very good kick. 3 red jumpers are there, and Cuomo will bring that one out of the back. Goes into the center of the ground, but Gray steps up and takes the mark. Check that. That's Carly Austin, formerly known as Carly Hartman, former member of the Sacramento Lady Suns. For the last 2 seasons, this is her first year with Denver. She'll kick that one up high. Who wants it? The pack forms. Did somebody get that? Yes, and it was Lindsay Kastanek who takes a nice pack mark. There must have been about 10 players there, and she was the one who won the raffle. So here is Kastanek, who missed on her first set shot from goal. This is to extend the lead. Kastanek's kick again starts to the left, but this time it squeezes in a goal to the Denver Lady Bulldogs, the first one of the game. On the Cooper scoreboard, Denver Lady Bulldogs 1-8, Calgary Kookaburras no score.
And we've got 11 minutes remaining till half time. Just a reminder that in these Nationals we played 2 20-minute halves of 16 aside on the field. There is no time on unless, of course, there is a major injury.
Yeah. Absolutely, and that I think was what's making it. You were talking about that yesterday in the Montreal-Seattle game, is that if you have a big lead, you want to play to the corridors and play towards the boundary line, because if the ball goes out of bounds, that just milks the clock.
Exactly, and on the opposite side, if you're behind, then you've got to gamble. You've got to go the corridor to get the fastest way home and to avoid it being knocked out of bounds, which hurts you because the clock just keeps ticking and you lose a good 10-15 seconds every time.
Absolutely.
Umpire has the ball back in the middle of the ground, and away we go again. Ali Kastanek won the contest. Ball hit the ground. Who's first to try and pick up a clean football? I think going through the middle there was Alana Robertson, who got it towards the half-forward. Was looking for Flores, but it was sent back by the Bulldogs with a long kick towards the half-forward flank broadcast side. Kookaburras get it back again. Kick-to-kick football. Gray wanted to park herself underneath it. Tystreth thought about going up for it, but taking it instead and trying to kick around the corner, I think it was Trisha Roth, got kicked away from her, and the ball goes over the boundary line and out of bounds. We'll have a throw in just near the Denver bench. Denver's virtually claimed all of this side of the ground, and Calgary have got, I think, a handful of players caught between. Oh, the Calgary Kookaburras. I keep seeing blue, and I keep thinking, what's Denver doing over there as well? It's, of course, the Calgary Kangaroos, the men's side. They were a different colour altogether as the hand pass across. Now a long kick by the Bulldogs over the head of Masha Mays, and the mark is going to be taken back there by Lindsay Smith, who joined us on the Girls Play Footy podcast recently. You can find it on Apple Podcasts and SoundCloud. Just search for Girls Play Footy. Kicks towards the wing position. Hallie Kastanek takes a good mark, and she has it on defensive side of centre wing, right in front of our broadcast position.
In front of Peter Holden, Mark Gonzalez, and yours truly. I'm Brian Barish. Not the greatest of kicks, but off the fingertips there. It was tipped off by Caroline Ireland, another Northern Lights member from this Calgary side. It's like a bull in a china shop. Ireland, who was taken down by Thexton. Play continues, center of the ground. Now they get it. They go 1-2 after that one. Handball up over the top. Just got away from Gray. She looked like she was doing ballet and completely missed. Austin tried to pack that one over the top as Mansell got the contact, spins away there from Clark, sending that one back. Gray tracking back, can't get it. There's no one inside 50, but Gray's going to go back there. Gray's going to get it. Streff throws a healthy bump, but she's been set upon quickly as she was able to get away from Robertson. Gets it out to the far side. Bremner with a don't argue. Handballs to a cutting Kastanek, but couldn't handle it cleanly. Ball goes to ground. Kastanek comes back in, and then picking it up again was Ireland, who goes out to the left side. It'll worm, it'll skip, it'll hop, it'll go through, and then over to get it, trying to get it there was Julia Meyer. She was bumped off the football, decides to play soccer, but there was a whistle, and that will come back. And it will be, I believe, a free kick going the way of the Kookaburras. And it will happen about 50 meters out. The Kookaburras, by the way, an interesting story. They wear red and yellow. When they won the championship in 2008, their colors were blue, yellow, and sea green, and they changed it in 2014 to match the color of the Calgary Flames.
As we have the ball with Nicole Robertson, as the umpire's blown the whistle and I think pointed to someone that was standing in the crowd to say to try and stay behind the line, I think.
Are you playing? No? Go away.
Yeah, here's the long kick by Robertson. Inside 50, comes off several sets of hands. Clark was looking nearby. Ali Kastanek got pulled to ground but got her kick away in the nick of time. Ollie Elmer goes after it. She went to ground though. Clark just kicks it off the carpet, looks for the safety of the boundary line. But swinging around there, Trisha Rolfe goes to try and pick it up. Oh, the don't argue. But then Clark said, hey, you don't argue with her, but you argue with me. And put her into the ground, and that will be a free kick. Which way is he going to signal that one?
Clark.
In that way, the way of Twania Clark for the Bulldogs.
Twania Clark, who's won, I believe, 3 Cooper's medals, including last year when she shared it with Carly Smolak. Out to the near side. Ole Ulmer bumped her defender out of the way in Ireland. Went after it on the second bite of the cherry. Susan Bruce was in there as well. Ball is near the boundary line. It's kept in there by Chabot. Chabot will go in one-on-one contest. Austin tried to go over the back but couldn't get to it. Ball goes to ground. Stayed with the footy there. Everyone down mushroom farming, and we will have a ball up going up in half forward flank position on the Cooper scoreboard. It is somewhere over there with people standing. It is 6 plays nothing. I'm sorry, 8 plays nothing. 1-2-8 to no score. As the ball is maroon, it looks like a free kick has been given in the personage of the Denver Bulldogs. Just taking a look there, it is Jessica Gray who will play from out of the back pocket.
And she goes with a long kick and getting on the end of it and taking a mark.
Hurtado, I think.
I thought it was Erin McAllister. I thought I saw a 6.
8.
Well, thank you very much. Bailey Hurtado. Hurtado now over the head of Haley Kastanek. Roll from the back. Manages to spoil the football. Hayden wanted to try and go in there as well. Got knocked over. Then Haley Kastanek again on the right boot. Foot race on, trying to chase after the football. Nicole Robertson, she's going to get there first. She's going to beat out Chemlek for the foot race. Goes for the hand pass backwards. Chabot with the football. Goes with a short right boot kick. Goes up the line. Mark taken here. It is for Calgary. They find themselves a long way out from home between centre wing and half forward flank. Awkward kicking style. There was Kathy Kidd that did it towards it half forward. Big pack fly. Mark wasn't taken. Hit the ground. Lurking around there. Mansell can't quite get the football out. Clark as well. Now it's coming out. Hurry kick there, Bremner, to try and go towards the boundary line. Hallie Kastanek, Ty Streff trying to take him on. She got spun around, dispossessed of the football. Calgary attack again, 50 metres out from home. Long bomb, 1, 2, 3 bounces. Jessica Gray gets back there. And just like that, Calgary's attempts on goal fade to Gray.
And just like, wow, that was good. I'm not going to do better on that one. And now out to the near side. And the mark is taken. Out on that far side, it's Hallie Kastanek, formerly known as Hallie Lee. She married Lindsay Kastanek first week of July. As she kicks up that far side, teammates in life and teammates in footy, and she finds said partner in Lindsay Kastanek. So Kastanek, who has the only goal of the game so far, 8-0 Denver, switches that up onto the far side, tipped, almost taken there, dropped what she should have taken in Vilguth, had the double take on that name. And then a free kick, and that one is a mark. Here is Austin with a kick into the middle of the ground. It bops out in front of Kastanek. It was taken there by Gray. Almost taken, dropped that one. And then Ole Elmer, and then Roner came up over the top as well. Almost ended up with the football. Calgary has it. Roner goes in. Ball cried the crowd. Going not either of those things. The field umpire crosses his arms like the Monsignor. We'll have a ball up center half forward.
As the ball is thrown up in the air, Masha punches the ball forward, doesn't gain much space. Calgary again off the half-back line, skewed kick off the side of the boot. Hallie Kastanek judges it best, receives it, got spun around and tackled but got rid of the football. Getting the kick away in time was Anna Thexton. Going inside 50, Lindsay Kastanek had it, then lost it through her hands. Tries to go back again, getting pushed aside. Maybe is that one in danger? The umpire said no. Again, an opportunity for the Kookaburras, only as far as 20 are Clark. Clark takes the mark, umpire called play on. I don't know why, that was a mark. Anyway, got going, kicking towards the centre half forward position. Now it's a bobbling football. Rolf went without it. Now going back to get it again is Hurtado. She got mown down. Now an opportunity. Oh, tell you what, crash broom opera. Down goes Alana Robertson. As the ball is now pushed out towards the halfback flank. Umpire says it was a push off the ball, and it is going the way of number 9, Alison Bremner, for the Bulldogs.
The hitting has picked up here, and I'll tell you what, there's a number of players who went to Australia playing for the U.S. in Denver, playing for Canada in Calgary. Canada won that semifinal game, and the players on Denver want some semblance of revenge, even if it is in a club form. Throw is the call, and in fact, that is a free kick. It will go the way of the Denver Lady Bulldogs, and it will go to Jessica Gray, wearing number 5. Actually, that might be Carrie Eckstein. Yes, my apologies. Carrie Eckstein, number 16. His husband Max plays for the Denver. I think he might be playing for the reserve side this year. But in any event, actually no, I think he was playing in Division 1. In any event, here is Carrie Eckstein, who is 2 kicks from goal, you would think. She has Roner on a bootleg. Instead, she goes into the popcorn machine, bounces away from Kastanek. Ole Elmer is there. 5 Kookaburra jumpers. Kidd throws in a Shepherd on Ole, and then spins away nicely there. Does Robertson out to the near side, marked by Kastanek, who will play on quickly. Hallie Kastanek, a flying shot for goal, dropped in the goal square. They try to get it out there, does Calgary. They do eventually up the far side. And then turning around is Roner. She turns and kicks for goal. It sails across the face and through for a minor score. Denver putting the pressure on. It's almost like last year, Peter, with San Francisco and Denver, and on the Cooper's scoreboard, that takes them on the 1-3-9. Calgary no score, latter stages second half.
Very close to half time as we wait for the kick to come in from fullback. As they take their time. Want to make sure they get it right. They go long up the line through several sets of hands. Thaxton was there. Got it quickly across to Eckstein, who moved towards the top of the goal square. Rona beaten out for it. Chasing after the ball now, Caroline Island. And cleans up Gray on the way through. Says, get out of my road. Ball hit the ground now. Calgary hanging on, trying to kill the clock to half time. Vil Guth is just circling the pack, wants to get in there. The umpire says Island was caught holding the football, and it will be a free kick, and it's going the way of the Denver Bulldogs, and they will have an attempted shot on goal from about 45 metres out. The distance would trouble them. Masha Mace backing back to the goal square.
That's Bremner with the ball.
Bremner, long, high, towards the goal square. Out the back, Lindsay Kastanek through her hands, hit her face, and then through for a minor score. 1-4-10, the Bulldogs. no score, the Kookaburras.
Lindsay Kastanek, it must be said, has had a couple of clangers today, missed a set shot in front. She absolutely should have taken that mark, and I'll tell you what, Peter, if they convert on some of these, the issue is not as much in doubt, but in any event, it's only 10 points. Calgary considering themselves very lucky, you would think, and that is halftime at the football. So a lot of footy, a lot of good footy, a lot of hard footy, mostly played to our left in the control of the girls in the red, white, and blue. At halftime on the Cooper scoreboard, it's the Denver Lady Bulldogs, 1 goal, 4 behinds, 10 points. Calgary Kookaburras, no score. Here on USAFL.com.
Brian, just before we go to the halftime break, some of the better players that have been impressing you in this first half.
I'll tell you what, I think Lindsay, I think Hallie Kastanek out of the middle, you know what, we got her availability out of the right. She's been getting to the ball first. It looks like it hasn't been troubling her as much. Also, Sarah Roner's done very well. Susie Olay has involved herself. She was a key member of a lot of that in that string, especially in the early part of it. On the Kookaburra side, Caroline Ireland has played very well. Katie Kidd has done very well defensive side, and also Rochelle Chabot. She was best and fairest, as I mentioned, in Division II in 2015, laying out a couple of hits, clearing out traffic for her opponent, for her teammates to go forward.
We'll take this opportunity to take a break here on USAFL.com. Denver, 1-4-10 lead Calgary, no score. We'll be back right after this.
We're about to learn how to teach our kids / teach ourselves how to kick a footy.
Okay, tips to kick the footy. Number 1, nose over toes, which means just going to be over the football. You don't want to be looking up to where you're kicking, you want to be over the footy. Laces to where we're kicking it. We're going to drop it and we're going to point our toe.
Nose to toes, and then we're dropping and not throwing up.
Good, perfect. We can go home.
I love that summer feeling. I don't want it ever leaving. Breathing in the sky that's so clear. I could spend my whole life right here. I love that summer feeling. Now I'm here, I'm never leaving. Everything is possible right here. I love that summer feeling. Now I'm here, I'm never leaving. Everything is possible right here. I love that let go feeling. I feel my hands up on the ceiling. I think I'll spend tomorrow out here. 'Cause days like these feel like I'm dreaming. Yeah, I love that summer feeling. Now I'm here, I'm never leaving. Everything is possible right here. I love that summer feeling. Now I'm here, I'm never
Happiness is calling at sandiego.org.
My first game, I stood there and I was just like, I don't know what's happening, but I'm just gonna run. I just kept going and I kept going to practice, I kept going to the games, and eventually it just clicked. And I was just like, oh, I get it now, like this is fun.
Aussie rules, is also known as footy, is the equivalent of like the NFL here, and so in Australia they call it AFL.
So in Australia it's still a huge sport, especially for the women. It's getting even bigger.
It's empowering for women, young women.
It's really great to just be able to run around and just have so much fun with a bunch of people that love the same sport that you do.
It just gives me this energy that I just can't describe, and it just brings me like so much joy.
It's a great physical outlet, but also the people that we play with are just so amazing.
These are the girls that if you want to dress up and go out, they'll be there for you. If you want to be in your sweatpants all day and eat chocolate and watch Netflix, they're also there for you.
I think that this sport has something for everyone.
I just feel like anyone and everyone should try it, give it a go, and just see if they like it.
If you're watching this video, it's not by accident. This is for you.
And welcome back here to Surf Cup Sports Park in San Diego, otherwise the Del Mar region of California. With Peter Holden, Brian Barish with you on commentary, and Mark Gonzalez on camera, bringing you this Women's Division 1 Pool B game between Denver and Calgary. Brian, it's the Bulldogs by 10 points at halftime. They're 20 minutes away from booking a berth in the grand final, but can Calgary pull something out of the hat?
They have the ability to, Peter. We talked about the number of players who they had on the national team that finished second in Melbourne in the International Cup with Lindsay Smith. Alana Robertson was in there, Patricia Jaworski, Nicole Robertson, Caroline Ireland, Trisha Rolfe, Hillary Perry. Also a player like Chabot, who was injured right before the tournament and couldn't make it. There's a lot of talent on this team. Fitness is going to come down to it.
I've been calling Chabot's names a few times because it's on my list here, so whoever's got the number of Chabot, my apologies.
Well, you know what? Everyone is Smith. What is that if you can't figure it out? But listen, this is... Denver, there's a reason that they've won all these championships, and they've done it against Calgary teams in the past. So I think both standards have lifted. We'll have to see what happens over the next 20 minutes.
Indeed, as everyone is getting into position, the Houston Lone Star boys and Calgary Kookaburras just casually hopping across the ground, which is very apt for the Kangaroos to be hopping across the ground.
Yeah, I think those are the Lone Stars that are hopping, and Bulls don't hop.
And, of course, the Lone Stars have been getting behind their Texas Heat women's team, which is made up of players from Texas and Dallas and one from Wisconsin, which is fantastic to see them in the competition. And they've got one win for the tournament so far as we speak. LA do have a win. I should mention on the other ground at their half-time, 13-0 San Fran leading Montreal. So San Fran looking to do a clean sweep of Pool A. Just about all in readiness to begin this half. We wait for the umpire to blow the whistle. And Brian Barish to get you underway.
Thank you very much, Peter. We're underway as Kastanek wins it out of the ruck, throws that one onto the right, put out for no one in particular. Overrunning the football there was Nicole Robertson, but is able to get it out to the near side. 2-on-2 contest. Skips in front of Nicole Robertson. That was who got it here. And now kick that one out to the near side. 1-on-1 contest. Shoving Austin off the football, but Carly stays with it and then just got it away. Out in front of Peter and I. It'll roll. It'll skip, it'll hop, it'll go out of bounds in front of Anna Thexton. Boundary throw in here in the opening minute as Calgary coming out firing here. And in fact, no, I believe no.
They're not going to do a ball in. He's asking to do like the old school, if we have club umpires, we'll just take the ball back and throw a ball up 10 metres within play.
Fair enough. Ball goes to ground. Bremner has it, throws that one onto the right, straight into the derriere of Trisha Rolfe. And then big tackle by Clark. Nope, not holding the ball. It's going to be no prior opportunity was given as met quick, fast, and in a hurry. There was the 26 who I have unlisted on the sheet here. It'll be a ball up in front of the three of us.
I'm guessing Trisha Rolfe maybe with the 26. The ball hits the ground. Hallie Kastanek tried to get a hurry kick away. Now the umpire not officiating has pulled out a free kick and has signalled it to be a Denver ball. So an off the ball free kick going to 20 Clark. She waits for the football to be given to her. And Clark looks further afield. What options does she have on? She's got Lindsay Kastanek on the short lead. Ignored for the moment. Hallie Kastanek inboard. Goes in the Lindsay direction. He copped one over the shoulder. The umpire might have missed that as part of the scrimmage. Rolfe tried to get a hurried hand pass away. It was slapped away by Thexton there. Hurry kick by Hurtado. Now moved it in towards 50. Masher. Now, do the umpire say holding the ball? Yep, you hold it too long. And the resulting free kick going the way of the Calgary Kookaburras. Nicole McCarthy, the general, with the ball at half-back flank. Looks further afield. Let's see who's going to offer a lead to her. The 14 in... I'm calling it Mansell, but there was a 14 yesterday as Ireland, just to make things confusing for us, as it bounces off the shoulder of someone 21, who's supposed to be, according to our team sheet, Caroline Ireland. I'll call it as that. That's why, again, for clubs, it's very important at Tournament Central that you make sure you put the correct numbers in. Or if you see commentators at the game, be very kind to say, we've made a couple of changes.
Most of the time they do that. A lot of times they forget about us, Peter, but that's okay. I'm not mad about it. As Kastanek wins the ball down, going after it, and a couple of players. Going after that one is Bremner. And keeping vigil is Hallie Kastanek, who had to go a long way down to get to the footy, and then shoving Hurtado out of the way. Clark is in there trying to sift through through defender. She was thrown down off the football. That's going to get called absolutely every day of the week as Clark was taken down. So here is the firefighter from Denver, Colorado, in Tawania Clark, one of the legends of this Denver Lady Bulldogs side, has been through a number of their championship teams. Throws that one onto the right, and Lindsay Kastatic ranges over and takes a nice chest mark. So here is Lindsay Kastatic, who's been a little bit snake bit today. This is at an odd angle. That'll test her. She'll try and scramble the Jets in the forward line. Sends that one towards the goal square. It's across the face. Marked, yes! And I believe it's Anna Thexton, and the veteran takes the mark. So Anna the Banana from Golden, Colorado will square herself up in front. And Thexton from dead in front. Did she do it? No, she didn't. Oh, my word. Well, that's the second time that the Lady Bulldogs have had a set shot from dead in front and have not gotten full points. And on the Cooper scoreboard, that takes them to 1-5-11. Calgary at the score. And Bill Roberts' first rule of footy, if you kick too many behinds, you get your behind kick, might be coming back to fruition.
Indeed, because 2 straight kicks from the Calgary Kookaburras could steal the match from Denver. Grand final spot is on the line. Hallie Kastatic picks it up, had to get the hurried hand pass away before Cook came at her. Got it across to Ty Streff. Streff went long, inside 50 with a kick off several sets of hands. Waiting out the back there, Kathy Kidd now goes out towards the wing position. Streff got the fist in there, had support from Susan Bruce. Umpire blows the whistle, says too high, free kick the way of the Kookaburras. They're cheering on the sideline to the immediate left of us. The Kookaburras looking further afield on the right boot, coming in board. Tawania Clark parked herself underneath it. She heard the footsteps coming, but she wasn't a budging, and she took the mark. And the umpire says it's a push out. There was a push out in the contest, and it'll be a Calgary free kick.
That was a late call.
Wow. So Calgary now with the opportunity. Right boot kick. They're going inside 50. A bit of a pie floater. Went out the back door. Player lost the football, got dumped. Now the umpire says holding because the player got rid of the hand pass and the tackler still held the tackle, putting it into the ground. So it will be a free kick.
Susan Bruce with the free kick out of the back line for the Denver Lady Bulldogs, who lead 11 points to nothing here in the second half. Division 1. Pool B, and this is a virtual semi-final. The winner, as Peter said, goes to the grand final and will most likely play the San Francisco Iron Maidens. So here is Bruce, and a whistle has been blown, and I believe that's a 25-meter penalty that has been paid.
Yes, because the player from Calgary got too close, got within the 5-meter zone.
And the crowd to our left is going absolutely ape droppings, and quite the opposite to our right, as Rich Mann, who is the longtime president of the Denver Bulldogs and this USAFL organization, is cheering their side on. So here is Bruce, who now is closer to the center square. Now we'll kick that one up over the top, hit the ground, hit the deck. Juggling back is 2 Calgary players as Rolfe was able to find a teammate out to the near side, and then Kidd dropped what she should have taken. Chimilak was able to get it on. Clark able to play it further afield, kicking towards it, going out. Kastatic, or check that. That was not Kastatic. That was Leah Brook, who was taken down. She goes in, and Bremner goes to play soccer with it into the middle, looking for, and it's shoved out of the way. Play on, said the umpire. That was a good shepherd. And then trying to get it away is Clark. Umpire said let the record play for a second, and we'll have a ball up. Ball is in the half-forward flank on the right side for the Bulldogs attacking, leading 11-0.
Kastatic took it straight out of the ruck and I think threw it. Yes, the non-officiating umpire saw it. She just gave a double-handed throw there to Bremner, so it will be a free kick going the way of the Kookaburras. They had the ball at half-back. Here's a long kick in towards the middle of the ground. They're trying to take the game on, but they're not hitting targets. And Jessica Gray gets going. She puts on the afterburners. Gray one bounce, 50 metres out from goal. Goes long for home, but there's a Kookaburra back there who says, you shall not pass. And now goes towards the half-back, trying to find it there for Mansell. Came off her hands. Tawania Clark doesn't like to go to pick it up, but bumped Kathy Kidd out of the way. Picking up the football there is Stone Cold Carly Austin. She goes towards the half-forward flank. Lindsay Kastatic flew through the air, dropped it as she hit the ground. The umpire said play on, smacked the ball along the carpet. Going in there, Alana Robertson. She picks up the football, had to sell the candy, went high and wide, but only for Gray to park herself underneath it. 45 metres out from goal.
Jessica Gray will look around. She'll survey her options in front of her and try and scramble the Jets inside 50. She'll milk some time off the clock. That's okay, too. Pack forms inside 50. Ball hits the deck. Thexton had it, was wrapped up immediately, tried to play it to her feet, went through the legs of Masher, who goes and finds Bremner. Bremner with a shot towards goal. One-on-one contest that bounces through, and another behind. They've done 12 points the hard way on the Cooper scoreboard. 1-6-12 for Denver. No score for Calgary. Denver peppering the goal. It's like the Mexican pepper patch right now. A lot of jalapenos.
It's actually an advantage, that point now, for Denver, because if Calgary took 2 straight goals and it's a draw, Denver still goes through.
Yep.
So they have to have 3 scoring shots now to proceed to the grand final. Calgary. That's all the work in front of them, and they're yet to hit the scoreboard. They trail because 1-6-12 the Denver Bulldogs. Here's the right boot kick going long up the line towards the half back flank. Now half forward flank because Hallie Kastanak got her hands to it, knocked it down to Thexton. Thexton towards the top of the goal square, and Robertson takes it away here for Calgary. Goes in towards the corridor. Don't think it's smart football because there's no one to go to. Jessica Gray's waiting back there. Gray with a lot of class from outside 50. Pumps it in long towards the forward pocket. Masha Mace came at the last second. Lindsay Kastanek went to ground. It's a game of twister out there at the moment. The ball did squeeze out. Hurry kick around the corner. Alana Robertson tried to get her hand to it towards the pocket. It's a hurry kick towards the point post. Did it go through?
Yes.
It did. 1-7-13 for Denver. No score for Calgary.
Well, as long as they have more points, that's all they matter about. So it's now it's still a 3-kick difference. They come out to the near side, one-on-one contest. Clark parked herself in front of Kidd. Ball goes to the opposite side, kept in play. Big hit by Clark, and that one bumped out. I believe that'll be out on the full. And Tawania Clark came over, the veteran, and definitely affected that kick. She'll earn the free kick on the far side as Sarah Chimilak comes off right in front of us in place of Rebecca Piaseski. So we'll give her a shout out. And so here now is Clark from an acute angle, as she is now on that far side in front of the Cooper scoreboard. And I think they're just bringing it back into play now, and they're going to line her up, although I think they might even be giving it to the player who was closest to the ball.
No, they're going for a ball up.
It is a ball up. I'm sorry. It looked from here like it went out on the full, but as I said, 6 sets of eyes, and none of them work. Ball goes into the air. Kastanek got the ball forward to Bremner, centering ball high in the air, looking for a teammate, just bouncing away from Witzke. Witzke gets it on the second bite of the cherry, handballs it into the middle, out to the near side. Kidd. Austin was bumped and pushed off the football, comes out to the near side, drops in front of the 18, which is Nicole Robertson, stood up there by Piasecki, taken down Gray. That could have been a throw. The umpire didn't see the play, and then Robertson, and now kicked out to the near side. Streff took the juggling mark. Nice catch by Ty Streff right in front of the commentary position, and she will hold things up, her team leading by 13 points.
Ty Streff on the right boot, long and high and wide against the boundary line, but it will go out of bounds on the full. And it will be a free kick for the Calgary Kookaburras. On defensive side of centre wing, near our broadcast position, Peter Holden and Brian Barrett, video and commentary, Mark Gonzalez on camera. Just dropping the football there, a fingertipper there for Witzke. Lost control of it as Ty Streff got up at Witzke, laid the tackles, that in the back, too high. High to Ty Streff, she gets the resulting free kick. Streff with the football, defensive side of centre wing, just in front of the Calgary Kangaroos, which are giving some encouragement, so to say. As Streff gets on the right boot, goes long and high up the line, through a few sets of hands. It's a Calgary ball, going for a run here and getting on the left boot and kicking it long was Rolf, who just shoves the player out of the way on the way through to says, get on my road. But it's Jessica Gray, who's been having a great tournament, swung around from the half-back leg. Oh, Lindsay Kastanak! Ladies and gentlemen, you're flying Air Lindsay Kastanak. Please put your table trays into the upright position and fasten your seatbelt.
That was your co-captain, Peter Holden. I'm Brian Barish. Our in-flight movie will be the Willie Mae story starring Barbara Streisand in the title role. Boy, that new role really makes a difference. Goes to ground, it's Sarah Roner. She throws that one onto the right towards goal. It'll bounce, it'll skip, it'll hop, it'll come close. It's in front of the goal line. They just got it out to the Kookaburras, but there is Thexton, and also there is Melanie Gentz, and Gentz is taken down quickly. She's beset upon by a flock of Kookaburras, but Bulldogs bite and Bulldogs roar. And there's a kick for goal. Did it get there? Yes, it did! And I believe that was Susie Ole-Ulmer, I believe, who kicked the goal. We'll double check that for you. But the Bulldogs have kicked the crucial goal as that takes them on to 2-7-19. Calgary at the score, and Peter, that might be the goal that sends Denver into the grand final once again.
Bulldogs bite, Bulldogs roar, Bulldogs also score.
Yes.
And they now lead by 19 points. So essentially, they've got to kick 4 goals. 4 straight kicks for Calgary. They've got to do it in under 7 minutes. So cue the Mission Impossible music. The clock's on them. They are going to have to do something. In fact, if I was probably their coach, I'd probably almost drop out because you've got 3 in the back line at the moment in deep defence. You just tell them, just push up to half-back. It's all or nothing now. Just roll the dice. No, if they score a goal on you, they score a goal on you, but you've got to go for broke now.
Absolutely.
As the ball is now in the middle of the ground, but it's away for Denver, just through the hands thereof, and just bending over to try and pick it up was the player in Eckerson, lost control of it. Now Calgary send it back towards the half-back flank position over the head of Nicole Robertson. Tystreth, the ball doesn't sit well for her. Coming into lay a tackle was Stone Cold Carly Austin. Got away from her. Becky Emerton had the football. Going back again was Stone Cold, but she coughed it up. Oh, take it out as Mansell, and she hits the ground hard. The umpire said she was taken out unfairly, and she will get a resulting free kick. Opportunity here for the Calgary Kookaburras. They are 55 metres out from home. Looks to square it up. Hayley Castadak fights for the football. Who's he going to pay it to? I think it might be Castadak in front. And she will get the resulting mark. Out marking on that occasion, Patricia Jaworski.
Jaworski, who is one of the players who played in that grand final at Etihad Stadium. Whoop. Well, that went flying away as they go to get it, as they go up on that far side. Stayed with the football. Here they come back. There is Castanek, Hallie Castanek staying with the football. And then Ty Streff is in there, and she's able to get it. We'll have a ball up directly across from us again. 19-0 the score. And as we mentioned a couple of times, Calgary need to win the game outright. A draw will not do it. Ball goes to ground, standing up and getting away as Streff up the far side. Got away from one tackle, was harried on the second, but Gray was there to clean up the garbage up on that far side. Chasing after it, and big shove out of the way there. Believe that was Deanna Cook who did the deed, and boy, getting up slowly was Sarah Roner. Sarah Roner is still down as she went after the football, and that was a one-handed shove. I'm not sure if a free kick was paid on that. I think it may have been. And they are checking on Sarah Roner, who is
signaling to the trainer immediately to come out.
Former International Cup player for the Freedom.
She's not looking good. She's on the ground at the moment, and they've called stretcher.
Oh, boy.
He's signaling stretcher. So, not sure if the golf cart can see what's going on.
I don't know what that's,
Yeah, the old when you cross arms, well, at the moment I think you might be saying pause the clock, but generally when you cross arms that usually means stretcher. Got to bring that out and stop everything. But Rona is down, and it's not looking good. Now, at the clock at the moment, the clock is still ticking on our account. We have it as the clock stopping at roughly about 4 minutes 50. But it's still on our graphic, still ticking down, so you'll be able to keep account of, I guess, how much time has been lost as players paused here at the field. Now, the reason why we allow the clock to continue is that, and I guess the question will be asked to Calgary, if it's a long stop in play, they may approach Calgary and go, well, do you feel the game is gone? If there's an injury, and that sometimes happens in these matches when well, she's being carried off the ground. That's good, but just in a general sense, happens in the men's and the women's as well. In these type of tournament carnivals, this is not a dead rubber game. But in other occasions, if there's like a dead rubber match, like San Fran and Montreal over on the other ground, if a serious injury happens late in the game, they may go up and shake hands and say, "Well, look, the clock was almost gone. We're going to be waiting here for a stretcher. Let's call the day."
Well, and we saw that at the International Cup with the USA and Canada in that semifinal with Brett Brower going down. That game actually was we were told that the game was called after about a 45-minute delay. They came back and played the fourth quarter. So not unusual, as Tom Jones once said, and as Roner comes off the field. And we are ready to resume play. As Peter said, less than 5 minutes to go. 19-0 for the Denver Lady Bulldogs, trying to make it back to the grand final one more time. And then pulled down again. There was, I believe that was Gens. No, it was, that was Melanie Gens who was pulled down. And free kick. Now it's a ball up that's been awarded. Ball goes to ground once again. and throws that one onto the left. Sending that one in, one-on-one contest. Ball goes to ground. Streff just got it away with a swirl-away handball, but Calgary has it. Here's another chance for them as they go inside. Austin is going to take it out of the back and clear out to the left-hand side.
And that's what they do. They were trying to put it into Martinson's path. She overran the football, went back and got it again, then kicked it long up the line through the hands of Jessica Gray, who couldn't hang on to the football. Coming towards it and bumped off of it was Jentz again. She went to try and go back and put in a second effort. Gray's lurking nearby as well. For Calgary, Lindsay Smith is going in there to try and get involved in the contest and see if they can turn it over for the Kookaburras. She is immediately caught. Stone Cold Carly Austin came in there and held her up very close towards the boundary line. It will go over and out now. The time you would surely say is just impossible for Calgary to come back to kick 4 goals within that, because again, with no time on as well, when a goal gets kicked, 30 seconds for the ball to get back in the middle, and that clock just counts away. So it will be Denver going through to play San Francisco in the grand final, the sequel to last year's, even though it wasn't a grand final, but deciding game of who was going to take out the title.
And it always seems as over the last 4 seasons that's the way it's come down to. It's come down to Denver and San Francisco. Even going back to 2013 and 2014 when there were under the grand final format, Denver won both of those games. In 2015, we were under that round robin format. San Francisco, all they needed to do, if they would have won that game, New York would have been the champions. And the mark is taken there on that far side by Ireland, as Calgary want to get something out of this game as they go up on that far side. Another mark has been given. Calgary, I think, need to do a better job here of leading. They are just bunched up. There's a pack of red jumpers. 2-on-2 or 2-on-0. It'll skip by again. Austin out of the back. Austin gets it out of there like quick draw McGraw up that far side. One-on-one contest. Almost taken by Hallie Kastanek. Handballs it over to Lindsay. Lindsay Kastanek with a swinging handball into the middle of the ground. Almost taken by Bremner, who was caught high. Skittles that one across. Taking that one up was Laura Hayton. Hayton will go back. She isn't Hayton, and it's taken the mark and defensively, and it's Streff who will clear it out for the Bulldogs, who look to be just about home.
And Ty Streff goes long on the right boot kick. Oh, player's gone down and holding the knee. Keep an eye on that. A player has gone down for the Bulldogs. It wasn't like she collided anyone, and then she went down to hold the knee.
Oh, no.
Is it who I think it is?
Who do you think it is? Well, no. Well, so let's see who it is. Lindsay, maybe?
I think it was Hallie.
No, it definitely isn't Hallie.
Okay. She went down immediately. She went awkwardly. It wasn't like there was anything serious. It wasn't like anyone did anything untowards, but she kind of twisted as she went down and then went to feel the knee area. This is a long way for me not wearing binoculars on the far side of the ground when that happened.
Yeah, I have it. I've trained on the player now. And as we have a stoppage in play here, it isn't. I can confirm that it is not one of the Kastaneks. So, stoppage in play here again, 19-0, as we roll along here in the second half. And Denver again, and just getting off the field. It is number 3 for the Denver Bulldogs,
Brianna Martinson.
Yep. So hasn't had as well. It's not good in a sense that. You don't want to see anyone injured, of course, especially because of numbers. But we initially thought it was I thought it was Lindsay. He thought it was Hallie Kastanek. But in any event, ball goes back into play. It's Ty Streff. Boom. As she was taken down. Play on, says the umpire, as that one is played further afield. Drops in front of, now there is Olay, or rather that was Eckstein. Eckstein sends that one out into the pocket. Thexton has a little bit of room to maneuver. She can pick it up cleanly. She does. She gets away from Hayton as she centers that ball. It took a wicked bounce. Just stayed in play, and they're able to whack it out to the near side. Tracking back and trying to get it there was Leah Brooke. Brooke stays with the footy. She goes to get it. Now she's got to get away. She just got it to her toe. Into the middle for Hurtado. Hurtado looking for Thexton, who almost took it. Dropped what she should have taken. Played on. Check that. That wasn't Thexton. That was Gentz. Thexton now has the football as she was taken down. A whistle is called, and that is full time at the football. The Denver Lady Bulldogs have shut out the Calgary Kookaburras, and by virtue of their 3-0 record, They are on to the Division I Women's Grand Final for 2017. They've done it with a 19-0 victory here on the Coopers scoreboard. And let me think about this, because I think 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, this is their 6th Grand Final appearance, looking for their 7th national championship.
Incredible. And not only are they looking for that national championship, one word is on their mind: revenge against San Francisco.
Absolutely. It's a dish best served cold. Of course, it's 90 degrees here, so I don't know how you got to get the ice buckets out. But look, a lot of people fancied Calgary. I fancied Calgary. And Calgary played well, and I thought they may have looked the fitter side. Denver deservedly has made it through to the grand final.
And that means that both Canadian sides falling short 6-2 to 1 straight over on the other field, with San Francisco dominating Montreal. So an all-American grand final after everyone thought it might be an all-Canadian grand final. San Fran and Denver. Mark Gonzalez on camera. Brian Barish, media manager of the USAFL. Brian, thank you very much for your company.
Thank you, Peter.
I'm Peter Holt from girlsplayfooty.com. Look forward to your company next time. Today it was Denver victorious. They go through to the grand final to meet San Francisco.